lovers, it is G-Swizz here, and I'm here today to talk about all the book series that I read in 2017. So I read a total of 19 series, which is really cool because I think I read 19 series last year, and my goal for 2018 is to read 20.
What up, book lovers? It's G-Swizz from the future. Turns out I read 20 series and I cannot do my maths. Goodbye.
And it's so funny because I think I finished 3 of these series in December, which is hilarious. So what I'm gonna do first of all is tell you guys all the series that I read this year that I do not currently own on my bookshelves, and then I'm gonna be going on to the large stacks of piles of books here. This is gonna be fun. So the first series that I completed this year was the Captain Marvel series, Volume 8. If you guys didn't know, comic books have different series for some characters. This is the 8th series from Captain Marvel herself, so I read the complete trilogy within this series. It might be very complicated to explain, but if you go on Goodreads, that's what it says. And this consists of Volume 1, Higher, Further, Faster, and More, Volume 2, Stay Fly, and finally Volume 3, Alas Volat Proporis. I don't know how to pronounce that, but let's hope I didn't butcher it. The next series that I do not currently own on my shelf that I read was the Thor Goddess of Thunder duology, which is the Volume 1 series, and that consists of Volume 1, The Goddess of Thunder, and Volume 2, Who Holds the Hammer. The next series that I do not currently own because I unhauled it was the Winner's Trilogy by Marie Rukowski, which consists of The Winner's Curse, The Winner's Crime, and The Winner's Kiss. The next series that I do not own is the Monsters of Verity duology, which consists of This Savage Song and I Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab. I think so far the last series that I do not own that I have to mention that I completed this year was Dan Abnett's take on the Guardians of the Galaxy, and this is the Volume 2 series. And that consists of bind-ups 1 and 2. I mean, I read them in bind-ups. I didn't read them in separate volumes. Okay, I was gonna go in chronological order of like when these were read, but after mentioning the series that I don't own, I think I've messed up the order anyway, so I'm just gonna go at whichever one jumps at me first. So let's start with the Crown's Game duology by Evelyn Skye, which consists of The Crown's Game and The Crown's Fate. Next series I completed was the Chaos Walking trilogy by Patrick Ness, which consists of The Knife of Never Letting Go, The Ask and the Answer, and Monsters of Men. Guys, this was 3 years in the making. I read a book every year. I literally read this book in 2015, this book in 2016, and this book in 2017. The Starbound trilogy by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner, which consists of These Broken Stars, This Shattered World, and finally Their Fractured Light. The Star Wars original trilogy in novel form by multiple authors, which consists of The Princess, The Scoundrel, The Farm Boy, So You Want to Be a Jedi, and finally Beware the Power of the Dark Side. The Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard trilogy by Rick Riordan, which consists of Magnus Chase and the Sword of Summer, Magnus Chase and the Hammer of Thor, and finally Magnus Chase and the Ship of the Dead. The Young Elites trilogy by Marie Lu, which consists of The Young Elites, The Rose Society, and finally The Midnight Star. The next series that I completed was the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy by V.E. Schwab, which consists of A Darker Shade of Magic, A Gathering of Shadows, and finally A Conjuring of Light. The next series I completed was the Red Rising trilogy by Pierce Brown, which consists of Red Rising, Golden Sun, and finally Morning Star. The next series I completed was the Firebird trilogy by Claudia Gray, which consists of 1,000 Pieces of You, 10,000 Skies Above You, and A Million Worlds with You. The next series I completed this year was the first ACOTAR trilogy by Sarah J. Maas. I'm saying the first ACOTAR trilogy because she's writing more books in this world, which consists of A Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of Mist and Fury, and finally A Court of Wings and Ruin. And next I have the Mockingbird duology by Chelsea Kane, which consists of I Can Explain and My Feminist Agenda. Next I read the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. series by Mark Guggenheim. I'm really bad at pronouncing last names, guys. That consists of the Coulson Protocols, and finally, what was this? Under New Management. Oh my goodness, I'm so bad. And then I read the Young Avengers trilogy, which consists of Style Over Substance, Alternative Culture, and finally, Mic Drop at the Edge of Time and Space. The second last series I have here to show you is The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. Yes, that's right, guys. I read Stars Above this year, which officially means that I've completed the Lunar Chronicles, and that was 2 years in the making because I read every other book 2 years ago. That consists of Fairest, which is a novella collection, Cinder, Scarlet, Cress, Winter, and Stars Above. And finally, the last series that I completed this year, and I started it January last year, I finished it December last year. That is the series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket, which consists of The Bad Beginning, The Reptile Room, The Wide Window, The Miserable Mill, The Oyster Academy, The Ersatz Elevator, The Vile Village, The Hostile Hospital, The Carnivorous Carnival, The Slippery Slope, The Grim Grotto, The Penultimate Peril, and finally, The End. I read every single one of these books this year, guys. My gosh. Now guys, stay tuned because I plan to do a series TBR this year. I told you guys that I planned to do one last year and I never did one because I was a procrastinator. And so this year I plan to film it after I film this video. Let's do this. But first of all, we have to do the thumbnail. Oh, wow, that's not gonna end well. I survived to the thumbnail, so you can follow me by social medias. I'm at G-Swizzelbooks on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm also at Goodreads. That's www.goodreads.com/G-Swizzel. I love you, book lovers, and I will see you later. Peace.